Tom asks a really good question. Is there a quota on the people who pass or fail the English speaking exams in Europe? Yeah, there is. Okay, and there's a simple reason for that. There are two companies that produce English exams. One is called Cambridge, the other one is called Trinity. Each one has its ladder of English exams that cost about $200 or $300 each, or euros. And I'm one of the people who's an examiner. I decide if you pass or fail. Now, they're private companies like Coke and Pepsi, Burger King, and McDonald's. Logically, neither one wants to have an exam that is so difficult that you run across the street and take the test with the other guy. And likewise, neither one wants to have an exam that is a piece of cake that, companies don't even trust anymore when you have that certificate. So you want to maintain a little bit of trustworthiness in your exam, but you don't want to be repellent. And for that reason, the little dirty secret is that there has always been a quota. I mean, when people take the very high level English exam, TOEFL or C1 or C2 from Cambridge or Trinity, we normally fail about 75% of the people obligatorily. If I don't do that, I could lose my job. Okay, and I have to pass about 25 or 30% of the people, no more. And again, we have to do that. At the low level, we could pass everybody. I mean, there's a level called QET, which is, we call it A1, A2. We pass almost everybody. At the level of PET, we pass about 75% of the people. At first certificate, which is B2, we pass about 50-50. TOEFL exams, for example, about 60% of the people fail. It's obligatory. 60% of the people fail, 40% pass. That way, TOEFL has a reputation of being a hard exam, an exam that companies trust, that universities trust. Okay, we use a bell curve, and we compete one person against the other. Now, you might think that's not fair. If 100 people walk in the door and speak great English, why can't they all pass that test? Well, because it's a competitive exam. And if we issue a day where everyone passed, companies are going to start to think we're not doing our job. Okay, now, again, I'm not saying it's fair or it's not fair. It's business. Okay, you've got Coke against Pepsi, you've got Burger King against McDonald's, you've got the Cambridge English exams against the Trinity English exams. There are quotas. If you want a clue on how to always pass your exam, make sure the person you sit opposite probably speaks worse than you. Do not take the test with someone from your academy, because then one of you has to fail. This is probability. Okay, what we do is we organize the ranking and we cut you off with a line. Okay, we do not do the same thing on SAT. Okay, I'm also a judge of SAT exams, especially the writing, and we count the mistakes in grammar and spelling. We take a point off each of those. And if you use the phrasal verb or a conditional or a passive voice, we give you points. And at the end, you have your points. It's possible that everyone passes the SAT going to a good university. However, I'm here only talking about English exams. And yes, there is a curve. Not everyone can pass. You might fail, not because you speak badly, but because the other person spoke better than you did.